Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Smackdown review with us, the British Fist.
Gotcha.
I am the man with the golden beard that is Daniel Parkin, Mr. Parkin to you people out there on YouTube, and this guy sitting next to me, well, he may not have a beard, but he is a damn good-looking fellow. Would you not agree, ladies? It's none other than NJ.
What's up?
I know Chinese today, NJ. I was starting to like the Chinese introduction. Subscribe above, like this video, and post your thoughts on this edition of Smackdown down in the comment section below.
Make sure you contact us in the link in the box below.
Yeah, instead we got crazy drunk NJ today, bobbing his head around like a crazy drunk. But anyway, after the 1000th edition of Raw, which was a pretty immense show, so to speak, we were expecting at least something special from Smackdown this week, but we didn't really get it, but instead we got what I thought was a solid wrestling show, I guess you could call it. It was more of a wrestling show rather than, you know, normal storyline show.
Well, the 2 points I want to make is, number one, following the 1000th episode of Raw, yes, SmackDown weren't going to live up to it. You would still expect SmackDown to have some good moments or things just following on what ended up happening on the 1000th episode. And the other thing, for the people that complain that there weren't much wrestling on the 1000th episode of Raw, these matches got good length, so you can't complain about the matches tonight.
You definitely got it tonight, Ring of Honor box, I'll just say that. To start off the show, we had a nice little video package for the Raw 1000. It's just nice to relive a show like that is probably going to live in our memories for quite a long time, the 1000th Raw. What a special show that was.
It was very good. Yes, there was a numerous video package throughout the night, but again, this is worthy of filler.
Yeah, because it's pretty much, well, I mean, it's pretty much the 1000th Raw. It's important. It's kind of similar to a pay-per-view. And we opened up the show. It's amazing what one win can do for a guy, isn't it? But we opened up the show with none other than the awesome one that was The Miz. And, yeah, so he comes out, talks for a little bit, and out comes Christian saying he will cash in his rematch clause tonight, which leads on to our pretty quick segment leading on to our first match, which was Miz versus Christian for the IC Championship. It was nice and quickly done, really.
It's a bit sad that Christian wanted to cash in tonight on SmackDown instead of waiting to the SummerSlam, where it would have been a worthy pay-per-view match. I
mean, they might have different plans for the IC belt now. They got it on Miz, but I felt they could have maybe built this up to SummerSlam with it being, what, about 3 weeks away now. But instead, we got it on free TV. And this did feel like a pay-per-view match, didn't it? It got the required amount of time for it to be a pay-per-view match. And they put on a pretty good match. It's just a shame we didn't see it at SummerSlam, where it could have been a bit more important for a guy like Miz.
That's very true. I really wanted to see it at SummerSlam instead of Christian doing a quick way of trying to get his title back, which he failed to do. But overall, the match got a good amount of time. A mismatch that got this amount of time compared to 3 minutes. This was very nicely done. Great spots throughout the match. Yeah,
Miz wins with the tights and eye poke, which it's kind of like an unclean, typical heel finish. I do wonder if they will continue building this to the pay-per-view, or whether this is just going to be now the Christian going out the IC title and a new babyface might come in and face Miz.
Well, 2 things I'm going to say about this again. Number one is that throughout the match, you had Christian trying to do all these different kind of roll-ups to Miz and fail. And then as soon as Miz does one, 2, 3. Awesome, Miz. Very well done. The other thing is, I really hope, with only 3 weeks to go, instead of trying to rush a new feud, just keep building this one. Give us a replay of this and a bigger, better match at SummerSlam.
Yeah, build it up using a feud. The only problem I had with this match was the whole reason why Christian lost his match on Raw was because he tweaked his knee. Where was the concentration for Miz on the knee? I felt that could have been a bit added to this match, maybe. Just a little thought. We then had, so a nice way to open the show, a promo segment with a nice match. It was a nice way to open the show, refreshing, wasn't it?
Very good bit.
Yep, and after this we had Ryback versus Jinder Mahal. Yeah, this is a pretty cool thing that Ryback does, isn't it? It's kind of catchy, isn't it? No wonder the crowd love him. Should we just keep doing this?
That's it. That's what we've got to do, because we know what happens.
Yeah, we know what happens, right? Actually, we don't know what happens, because Jinder Mahal actually got in a lot of offense, and instead of Ryback getting the clean victory, Jinder Mahal ends up walking out and getting DQ'd, not DQ'd, counted out, sorry. And I've got to say, if I was Jinder Mahal and I was just about to be clotheslined and have my head taken off and I wouldn't want to sell that, I'd be like, you know what, fuck this, I'm walking out of this ring, I don't need to be in this match.
The thing about Jinder Mahal is that I was expecting him to be a strong heel, not as good as Alberto, but I was expecting more from him, and this match showed what he could have had when he first debuted.
Damn, we're out of tune now, NJ. This is ridiculous. We should be in tune. There we go. We're back in tune again. I must admit, I will say this. The whole segment was all about Ryback, but I just want to quickly talk about Jinder Mahal. He is involved in a NXT Championship match on NXT, which you will see in a couple of weeks. So definitely check out NXT, guys. That they're going to have the new tournament for the NXT Championship, and he will be in it along with guys like Seth Rollins, Malcolm McGillicuddy, Tyson Kidd. Just a quick plug there, guys. Go watch NXT. It's a decent show. And then we get on to what I believe was there's only like 2 segments into the show, and we were getting onto the hour main event. It was like, where did all the time go? Sheamus versus Cody Rhodes was our main event. As a Cody Rhodes fan, I was thinking to myself, man, don't end this clean. Just don't end this clean, because this is a match I'd love to see further along down the line, maybe for the World Heavyweight Championship, maybe in a feud. And I just couldn't believe they ended this match clean. I was very, very disappointed with how they booked this.
Well, we get Sheamus' comedy backstage as he gives Daniel Bryan a wedding
How to beat a guy in 18 seconds.
But this match, yes, we finally get to see Cody in a match that is moved away from the mid-card and in a place where we hopefully see him progressing after SummerSlam. This match was pretty nicely done, but the only problem I really had with this, apart from the clean finish, was it was really concentrated on Sheamus, and all I really saw from Cody throughout the match was these odd kicks here and there.
Disaster kick. The best damn secondary finishing maneuver in WWE history. But yeah, the match was pretty good, as we knew it would be. It's just a shame that they wasted a potential pay-per-view match on free TV between Sheamus and Cody Rhodes. I wonder what they're going to do with Cody Rhodes going into SummerSlam. They've consistently booked this guy on pay-per-views going forward, and I do wonder if they have something for him planned at SummerSlam. Maybe a feud with a returning Randy Orton. I'm just putting it out there. I don't know. But there was the whole thing with Dolph Ziggler coming out there and going to ringside with the briefcase. And if you were the Money in the Bank winner, you'd want to pound, even though you knew Cody Rhodes was never ever going to beat Sheamus. You knew that, it does make sense that when you're Dolph Ziggler, you would want to be at ringside to try and cash in on any kind of opportunity you can get, especially when you're a guy like Dolph Ziggler who haven't really been booked very well.
I did like the throughout teasers. I'm hoping Ziggler keeps doing this. Yes, it may get annoying. It keeps coming down, distracting, blah, blah, blah. But it's a heel thing to do, and it really helps him to get one over on the champ. So I'm looking forward to more of this.
Yeah, despite Sheamus's continuous strong booking. I hear a lot of people comparing him to Triple H on the dirt sheets, but that's just the dirt sheets, guys. And then after this match, we had Chris Jericho coming out and wearing one of Dolph Ziggler's the pink shirts that he wears, pushing Dolph Ziggler into the ring to get bro kicked by Sheamus. Nothing new there. And then Jericho gives Ziggler a code breaker. Nothing new there either. It looks like they are going to hype up a Ziggler versus Chris Jericho match going into SummerSlam, which once again I feel is a very good program for Dolph Ziggler, who does need a big feud and a big win. Now he's got the Money in the Bank Championship, especially if they're going to put that belt on him down the line.
Very true. I did like how this match finished. Yes, there was Sheamus who comes on top again, but just like on Raw, Dolph Ziggler screwed Jericho. Jericho's now gave Ziggler the bro kick, so very nice done there.
But why did you have to have Cody Rhodes lose clean, man? That was bullshit to me. But anyway, we will move on. Santino versus Antonio Cesaro. It's the internet's favourite versus the internet's demon. You know what? Cesaro didn't even get an entrance. And it's like, the guy won the match and he didn't even get an entrance. What the fuck?
Well, with this Cesaro, again, even though he's been in WWE for a while, he's not really appeared that much, and I still don't really care too much about him. And I don't think WWE actually have much focus on him right now, so he gets the win.
I mean, he didn't get much reaction either, did he? That was the shame for me. I do feel Cesaro can be a heat getter, but he didn't really get that much reaction. He won against Santino in 2 minutes, so he's beat the US champion in 2 minutes. Does that mean he's going to get a US championship shot against Santino and they're going to put the belt on Cesaro instead of who I feel they should put the belt on, which should be Damien Sandow? Just saying.
That's it. I think Sandow deserves it more just because he's appearing every week. He's there. Someone that we want to see progress compared to Cesaro.
Yeah, Cesaro just isn't really, especially considering he's not being featured as well as Damien Sandow, is he? Which is why you probably care more about Sandow than Antonio Cesaro. Speaking of Damien Sandow, he had a squash match against the squash jobber Yoshitatsu. Sandow wins, and then Sandow claims that he is the martyr. And do you know what, NJ? I think we should say that. I think Mr. Parkin is the martyr of the YWC. It's just a shame I can't do a cartwheel and grow as great of a beard as Damien Sandow can.
Well, for the viewers that didn't get to see it, what I would have done is pedigreed you, just like Triple H did in the scene that we did not see.
Talk about burying young talent. You
Happy
give him
birthday.
The rub of a lifetime, and then on Triple H's birthday, he gets to pedigree Sandown. Oh, man. Okay, well, that's a good job. That wasn't shown on TV. But yeah, then we get on to our main event of the evening. I love the Sandow character. I was going to say, I really think he should be in a feud against Santino for the US belt.
They should have been building it up, because that could be, yes, not the best match, but a SummerSlam match that would get the US title onto someone better, and then bam, you've got it there and sorted. But
and then Damien Sandow could treat the masses to a lesson that is how to beat a guy in 2 minutes once again after all these squash matches he's been doing. Let's go on to the main event segment. Kane versus Rey Mysterio versus Daniel Bryan versus Alberto Del Rio in a fatal 4-way #1 contendership match for the World Heavyweight Championship.
And these 4 wrestlers, yes, they all win their #1 contenderships for this match. Yes, yes.
We all know you're a #1 contendership, Mark, but do you really need to have a #1 contendership to a #1 contendership match? Anyway?
Yes, because I don't know why these really deserved it. I don't see why.
Well, okay then, well, let's just ignore that logic and go straight into the match.
Yes.
I think one thing that sort of stood out for me here was, what is Daniel Bryan right now? Is he face? Is he heel? What do you think WWE are doing with him? Is he face or what? You think he's face? A lot of people out there have also criticised the fact that they've involved him with Charlie Sheen. Now, I'm of the belief that Daniel Bryan needs to appeal more to casual fans, and a feud with Charlie Sheen could be something that could propel Daniel Bryan to that next level in terms of casual fandom. I don't know why people are bashing this. I really don't. It's Daniel Bryan marks that thinks he should be involved with guys like CM Punk every time, but sometimes it's the celebrity that can get you over more sometimes because he's involved with the mainstream, and Charlie Sheen is a big mainstream hit.
And I'm not meant to compare this, but we have Jericho with Rook. Yes, Jericho's already over, but it still made a match or a moment that people wanted to see. I think Charlie Sheen being involved in a wrestling event, yes, it may not be WrestleMania, which I think is a bit sad, but again, Charlie Sheen on WWE TV.
You look at WrestleMania 14. Who launched the Attitude Era? No, it wasn't Shawn Michaels. It was Stone Cold Steve Austin against Mike Tyson. You look at WrestleMania 1. Mr. T was involved in that. He was a big-time celebrity with the A-Team at the time. He helped launch WrestleMania. It's these celebrity involvements sometimes that really do help. And to be honest with you, why not involve a guy like Charlie Sheen with Daniel Bryan? Now they've built him up as this guy with anger issues. Why not do it?
Should we see?
Yeah, give us your thoughts on that in the comment section below. I'd be interested to know how you feel. But let's get on to the match. 10 minutes, and the match itself was pretty decent. You expected with a guy like Kane, who's a very good worker, Rey Mysterio, Daniel Bryan, and Dario, who are all very good workers in the ring, you expected a pretty decent match from these 4, and they did give us one. And Del Rio gets the victory after Ricardo Rodriguez doesn't get disqualified for pulling out Rey Mysterio.
Throughout the match, it was pretty good. You could see numerous ones getting the win. Kane's booking was better than what he had done in the past. Overall, this match was very nicely done. Either one of them could have won either parts in the match. The ending was nicely done. You do expect a DQ after the ref's been stupid booking in the past. But Del Rio getting the win, it doesn't really scream out a SummerSlam match. But if the WWE are still trying to make Del Rio somewhat important or an important guy, then I guess him getting a SummerSlam match again might be the way to do it.
You just wonder what they're going to do with Rey Mysterio now. He's sort of like, you thought he was going to have that feud with Del Rio. Now all of a sudden Del Rio's in the World Championship. Hell, it may even be a triple threat match for all we know. But go on.
Because that's the point. Because the commentary, tell me if I'm wrong, people. They said he's the #1 contender, #1 contender. We did not hear the #1 contender for SummerSlam.
Yes.
So maybe this match is going to happen beforehand, and someone else, quickly booked though, will get a match at SummerSlam.
And you never know with WWE booking. They love to book sort of potential pay-per-view matches on free TV. Look at tonight, Christian versus Miz, and then Sheamus versus Cody Rhodes. It sounds like the kind of thing they would do. And it's kind of thing TNA does as well with their TV show, putting pay-per-view matches on there, but they're more focused on ratings, so you can understand why they do it sometimes. But I know it was a very good main event. Del Rio gets the victory with the kind of like cheap roll-up thing, and he's now the #1 contender. Whether or not it will be for SummerSlam or on free TV next week or something, we do not know. But does Sheamus, Del Rio, do we really want to see Del Rio and Sheamus again?
Unless Del Rio is going to win, which I don't think he will, then this should not really be done again.
I thought Kane could have been a nice opponent for Sheamus, especially if they book him like a monster. He would have been the first legit opponent that you could think that Sheamus could lose to, especially with him being, if he is the monster, and it could be in the size he is compared to Sheamus.
It would be a good SummerSlam match. Kane could have dominated throughout the match and got there, but I really think that Bryan if they're going to move the choice into a later thing, maybe have Kane and Daniel Bryan.
Possibly, the Daniel Bryan does need a few going into SummerSlam. So, yeah, Dario as our number one contender, and that ended the show. Your overall thoughts on this SmackDown, NJ?
Pretty blah. I really had to struggle to think because yes, it gave us good length wrestling matches which I missed, but overall this SmackDown didn't really give me. Bam! That was a great moment. Good length matches. I'm not complaining there, but I just did not feel fully entertained.
I think the problem with SmackDown right now is nothing big or drawing is really happening on the show. It's very bland and very, I guess you could say, very simply booked. I guess if you're a wrestling fan, you will enjoy the show because there was a lot of wrestling on the show, a lot of very good wrestling, a lot of pay-per-view style matches that you might want to see on a future pay-per-view. But at the same time, not really that much is happening on the show. We got a new number one contender. The IC Championship, I guess, was defended, which was nice to open the show. I'm not complaining about the quality of the show itself. It's just that we want a bit more from SmackDown, a couple more storylines. We need some more people in. We just need some more storylines and some more standout moments that could make SmackDown a viewable show.
That's what I've been thinking. Because yes, Raw's the A show, but I think SmackDown, they had a big blockbuster return or just a big segment that really drew to it. That could help them for the next few weeks, or if not a month. But it's sad that the WWE wants so much focus on Raw.
It is.
But with SmackDown, I'm going to give it credit this week. 3 10-minute matches. That is definitely good for this show.
So if you're a wrestling fan, definitely watch this show. And I totally agree with you with the whole Raw thing. The fact that they put so much emphasis on Raw does take the emphasis away from SmackDown, which doesn't really make it like a viewable show sometimes. But that's just our opinions. Leave your thoughts on this show down in that comment section below. And unless you have anything else to say, NJ, I provide you the camera to do the outro.
Thank you very much, people. This has been a SmackDown that has been better than what it has been. Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. And let me just say this, people, from Mr. Parkin and me, NJ, the SmackDown 1,000 episode of Raw. Thank you very much, and goodbye.